Yeah, everyone, back again. Wanted to talk about something else. Today, I wanted to focus on the idea of craving company you'll never find in people, especially more in a romantic type of setting, of kind of wanting something that you think you'll never have or find, or then even if you find something similar or find it like deserving it, feeling like you do or don't deserve it, and like how you respond once you have kind of that thing you've been craving, or you may have had it and you may not have thought it was even it, like had a really good relationship with somebody and then didn't appreciate it or value it when it was exactly what you wanted, but you were too like afraid or scared of something to enjoy it. Sometimes I don't think I'm a really good person, so you don't think or feel like you deserve it, and others would try to love me or give to me. I wouldn't feel anything. The lights were on but nobody was home, kind of thing, and you just don't feel anything, and then you're like, why can't I feel love or all these good things? This person loves me, it's so good, they're nice and all this, and you just feel nothing. I don't think that's a good place to be, or a good way to feel, or a good way to interact with other people, especially people who love you, and romantically especially, and your friends and everything else. And it just hurts them and it hurts you. They're trying to give to you and love you, and you just kind of block it. It's like a sketch of you. It's not really you, but it is in some vague way, and that ends up kind of just hurting people's feelings, and your own. But like, you also know that you need it, like you're craving it, and you know that you need this connection with other people, and you know you need this love from this romantic partner or whoever, but you are afraid of it, or you don't know what to do with it because maybe it hasn't even happened before, or it could just be so many different things. I guess for me more personally though, being like afraid of it because like the hurt that will happen once it's gone, and not being more okay with it being gone, or processing a loss, because in my head at the time it's like it'd be more painful to lose it than any good could come from it. So it's better just to not have the good, so then you can't have the bad, because the bad is way worse than any joy or pleasure I could have derived from the situation, which now, reflecting, don't think that was really true. You just end up kind of being alone, which is kind of what you're afraid of ultimately, is it leaving, but by you doing that, it's already left. It's not there, so you already are what you're afraid of. But it feels comforting or safe to you in a weird way, so you kind of cling to this weird idea, and then you push everyone away, and you know, you can be around all of these people and like you're still lonely, or you feel nothing, or they're telling you all these great amazing things and it just doesn't register. They're like, oh, they love you, you're so this or that, beautiful, talented, intelligent, any kind thing someone could say to you, it just doesn't register. You don't believe it, because in a sense you think like, I'm just not a really good person. And it could be true at a point, because what you're doing to other people by not being emotionally available and not trusting people, everything is painful and hurtful. I mean, I think back to like times with people I've been involved with, friendship wise, romantically, and I was just a monster of a person to these people. Not like abusive, just like very hurtful when I didn't have to be, like pushing people away who tried and loved me, and they see or know that I'm in pain. You know, like when someone asks you like, oh, are you okay? Like, are you good? They know something's wrong, And they can tell because they love you and they know you and they know when you're good and they're not stupid. So they can see you're clearly struggling with something or in pain, and you block them out. You go back into your little prison and you close the door, and they're waiting outside, kind of banging on the door for you to, let them in so they can love you and help you. And you just kind of say no. Because you're afraid to let it happen, or you dismiss it like, I don't need it, I'm fine. Like, I don't need this, I'm really good, I'm really okay. When you're not okay. But it feels safe in a strange way and comforting to be self-reliant. You kind of become proud of not needing emotional connection or needing people. Like, I can take care of me, I can take care of myself, I don't need them, kind of thing. And it's not true, really, because you need them. It's like the constant back up, reach out, approach, recoil, like go in that like weird back and forth kind of pattern, because you need it. And then once it kind of gets kind of close and intimate, you kind of freak out and you feel like you're losing this illusion of control. So you back away to kind of regain your independence or control or whatever you think it is again. And then that just hurts the person. But then you go back again because you need it and you do love them and they are good to you. So you need it and you go back again and then you back away again. It's that constant like roller coaster dynamic, which is really painful for the other person. And it's painful for you, to be so terrified all the time or whatever, but it's very selfish and not thinking of the other person, and how much they love you and they care, and for you to go hot, cold constantly or approach, back up all the time. It's hurtful, and it makes them question like the love you have for them and how they feel about it, and like, is it worth it? Eventually you end it with them because you don't know how to deal with it, and you're not having fun living in like the weird limbo of like, you want it but then you dismiss it again. This back and forth is a lot of anxiety for you. And like for myself, it was like a lot easier just to be done with it, because then you don't have to feel it anymore. When it started to get too close, that's when you back up and stop. Oh, they want you to meet their family, or they want to meet your family or your friends, or they want you to meet their friends. When that intermeshing starts to happen, that's when the panic comes in, because you're like, oh shit, you can't cut and run as easily anymore. It's you can't just back off, because it's intermeshing. You're starting to, there's attachment starting to form with that person, with you, or you with them. And that's when a lot of people and stuff I used to do is you end it then. You end it what that starts to happen or right before, because you're like, you can't handle it. It's too much. You start to freak out in panic. Your internal world is just out of control, because you don't know how to do it. Sometimes I don't even know how to deal with it. And I've gotten a lot better and been so much more open with people who I've recently just met and talking about things. And then still I'll have those moments like utter just being afraid and like terrified. Like, oh fuck, like what am I doing? Or oh fuck, like this is happening. And I've had to like stop myself and be like, no, it's fine. Like, I'm fine. It's okay to do it. But that kind of thing in the back of your head, like, this is utterly terrifying. Because you're kind of letting go of any semblance of control. And I don't know, it still freaks me out a little bit. Not as much as it did. But it still happens. And I guess trying to catch yourself when you do and realize, no, I'm fine. This is fine. This is just love. This is just like what is supposed to happen. And telling yourself you do deserve it, even if you don't think you do. And all these people tell me I am, or they tell me I'm so good at this or that, I'm this and whatever, the sweet things they say. Sometimes it's hard to let it in because I'm not letting it. and you think you're not so great because of all the past things you've done. Like sometimes I'll lay in bed at night, not be able to sleep, and just think about all the pain I've caused to people. And like romantic partners and like friends who genuinely loved and cared about me. And I just kind of threw it away or didn't let it happen, and I regret it sometimes. But just kind of letting that go, and it is what it is, and you can't punish yourself. I had a conversation with someone like the other day, very late at night about it. And like they were right, and like I know what to do sometimes. It's hard to take your own advice at points. I'm pretty good at it, I think, compared to how I used to be. Like, it's gotten a lot better, so much better than it was. And I'm like so happy, like things that were really negative that I didn't want to happen happened, because it fixed things and it made me better, made me a better person, and it's created so many things I wouldn't have done or been doing if it didn't happen. So I'm like so grateful for all the negative things, which is kind of weird thing to say, but like I'm grateful and so honored to like have let them, like, those things happen, because it's made me who I am and has allowed me to love other people better, to be in their lives and to do things for them and experience like amazing moments that I wouldn't have if those things didn't mold me into the person I am now. So like, yeah, we're all suffering, you know? Fun.